In this video, we will set up the individual classes for your centre. The individual classes will be what your students are booking into and what will be shown on the visual schedule. Your links administrator and classes coordinator should be present for this training. You will need to have created your terms, levels, areas, class types, and entered your teachers as staff before you are able to create individual classes. Before beginning this training, please ensure you have a current timetable of your classes, including times, days, teachers, levels, areas, and costs. You will also need details of any holiday programs or squads run at your centre. To create individual classes, go to your admin module and select Classes, Classes. The class setup screen will appear. All the fields in red are compulsory and must be completed to create a class. We will first set up a standard class. Enter in the day of your first class, the start and end times, the level, the class type, the area the class will take place, and the teacher who will take the class. Moving across to the right, you will need to define the maximum number of students that can be booked into this class and the start date for the class. This will need to be the same day of the week as the class runs. Do not enter a cease date for the class unless you do not want this class to run at all after that date. For example, if this class will be running again next term or is run on a perpetual basis, you will not enter a cease date. You can also add an assistant teacher and any comments if required. If this is a term run or term and perpetual run class as defined by the class type, you will need to fill in the term info tab. Here you will enter the price per lesson for students booking into this class by the term. Enter a cost per lesson and a concession cost for this term. If you do not offer a concession cost, enter the full cost into the concession cost and the cost boxes. This will prevent staff from charging a student $0 if they accidentally click the concession button. Enter in the cost and concession cost per lesson for next term. If this is a perpetual only or term and perpetual run class as defined by the class type, you will need to enter the details under the perpetual tab. The direct debit period, such as every 2 weeks, will be listed as this was set when creating the class type. Enter in the cost per direct debit period and the concession cost per direct debit period. Again, if you have no concession price, enter the full price in both boxes. You can enter a pro rata cost per lesson if you are debiting monthly and want to override the auto calculation used by links. If you will be using this, enter in the cost and concession cost per lesson for each direct debit period. Under the Casual Makeup tab, you can set a price and concession price for casual bookings in this class and a makeup fee if applicable. Once you have entered in all the relevant details, click Save. If you are entering in multiple classes with similar properties, for example, all Monday classes for the standard Learn to Swim class type, you can clone a class to make the data entry quicker. Cloning a class will copy the class exactly as it is, so that instead of re-entering all the details for the next class, you can just change the few details that are different and then save. Select Find an existing class to search for the class you wish to clone. Select the class, then click Clone. Select OK. You will need to alter the existing details, then save. Click OK. You can now just change the details that are different from the previous class, such as time and level. Make sure you check the term info, perpetual and casual makeup tabs to change prices if needed for this class. Once you have altered the necessary details, either click Save to complete or click Clone to create the next class. Once you have completed entering in all classes of a similar nature, click Save. Let's look at the differences when setting up a squad class. You will still need to enter the day, start and end times, level, class type, area, teacher, maximum of students, and class start date, and an assistant and any comments if needed. You will notice that there is now a group code box in the top right of the screen. This group code is what will link squad classes together so students can book into classes within a group. To assign a group code, use the three dots. If you do not have an appropriate group code set up, click on Table Maintenance to add a code. Enter in the description and any other details if needed, then click Apply and Close. The code will now appear to be selected. Select the code and click OK. This will apply the group code to this class. When creating squad classes, all classes with the same group code will be grouped together on the booking screen, allowing you to either book a student into all classes within that group or choose the classes within the group they will book into. The Term Info tab will be greyed out as squad classes are run as perpetual only. You will also notice there are no details able to be added under the Perpetual tab. This is because for squads, we set the prices under the class type rather than by the individual class. There is also no casual price able to be set for squad bookings. However, you may set a make-up class fee if needed. Once you have entered all the relevant details, you can click Save to complete or Clone to continue adding similar classes, such as the rest of the classes for this squad group. Let's take a look at the differences when creating a class for a holiday program. Once again, you still need to enter the day, start and end times, level, class type, area, teacher, maximum students, and start date, and assistant and comments if needed. You will notice holiday programs also have space to enter a group code. This will work in the same way as for squads. All classes with the same group code will show together at the time of booking a student into the holiday program, allowing you to either book the student into all the classes in the group or choose which classes to book into. You will need to have a group code for each set of classes you want to group into a single booking. You can then enter the price for this class under the Term Info tab. Enter the cost per lesson and concession cost. Again, if you do not have a concession cost, enter it the same as the cost to avoid anyone accidentally being charged zero. If you have entered in next term dates for this program under the class type, you can set the price for next term as well. You can also set prices for extra terms if you have previously added the dates in the holiday program class type setup. The Perpetual tab is greyed out as holiday programs run only on a term, upfront payment basis. You are unable to set a casual price as you are already able to select individual classes to book into in a holiday program at the time of booking, but you are able to set a make-up booking price if required. Once you have entered in all the relevant details under each tab, you can select Save or click Clone to continue adding similar classes, such as the rest of the classes in the same group for the holiday program. You are able to change the details of a class if required. Click on Find Existing Class to search for the class you wish to change and select the appropriate class. You are able to change the start and end times and the maximum students. You can also update the prices for the classes under the Term, Perpetual and Casual Makeup tabs. You will notice, however, that the level, area and teacher are greyed out. To make changes to the level, area and teacher, you will need to go to the Changes tab. Here you will need to select the date the change will take effect, and if required, an end date for the change. For example, a teacher may be on holiday, so the change of teacher will be for a set period. Or perhaps a particular area is being renovated and the class will need to be moved temporarily. If a change is temporary, you will need to enter a from and to date. If the change is permanent, such as a teacher leaving and another teacher taking over the class, you will only need to enter a from date. Enter the from date and to date if needed, then select the change or changes that will take place using the drop-down menus under Teacher, Level and Area. Once you have entered in the details for the change, click Apply. You are able to change the class type from the class setup screen only if no bookings have taken place, as the class type defines the payment rules and whether the class is a standard, squad or holiday program. Once a class has been booked, you cannot change, say, a standard term class type to a direct debit class type, as it will affect how the students are charged. Once you have made any necessary changes, click Save. You are also able to delete a class only if no bookings have ever taken place for the class. Use the Find an Existing Class button to search for your class you wish to delete. Select the class, then select Delete. If you are sure you want to delete the class, click Yes. Using your class timetable, enter in all your individual classes for standard classes and, if needed, squad and holiday program classes. Once you have completed entering in and have saved all your classes, click Close. In the next video, we will look at how to set up discounts for classes based on how many classes a student is booking into or how many students in one family book into classes.